guys. Okay, so this is an after the video, but it's gonna go before the video. I am just here to warn you now. It's been a while since I filmed, which you guys know anyway because we've been busy building the room and everything. So be prepared that if you're willing to watch the next part of the video and the actual social Saturday, I spend an hour doing nothing but just rambling and waffling about the room and not much else. I kind of got a bit carried away and drifted off and just ended up in my own little bubble. But yeah, and like I said, it's been a few weeks since I spoke to you guys, so it all just came out. But yeah, but anyway, so I just figured I'd come and warn you about that before you actually watch. So if you do watch and you get to the end, well done. If you don't watch, I don't blame you one bit. Trust me, you're not missing much. All the relevant information and everything is below in the description box anyway. As always, anybody who I mention throughout the video and things like that, all information and everything is always linked below, so please go check that out. Also, see, this is stuff I forgot to mention. Also, what do you guys think of the new intro? Yeah, I know, just had a play around on Canva and thought I'd do something different. But yeah, anyway, I'm going to love you and leave you now, guys, and pass you over to me. and an hour's worth of waffling about how the room went and everything. But anyway, thanks so much for watching, guys, and I'll see you soon. Bye! Hi, guys. Welcome to the studio. My new studio is finished. Sort of. Building wise, it's finished. Tidying up and organising wise, still a long way to go, but I can work around it, and I'm back to filming. Yay! Oh, I love it. My favourite part of this room is my pegboard. Look at that, it's sexy. I love it. I just love everything about it. Yeah. Anyway, I'll save all that for the room tour. The only issue I have is I'm back on carpet now, so the chair doesn't move as good as it did downstairs, because it was wood flooring downstairs. So I may get, I don't think you can see, I may get one of these. This is a plastic mat that I have on top of the desk to use as desk protection. I got mine on a listing as a mouse mat, a long mouse mat, but Tracie Fox mentioned in her Foxy Crafters group the other day that she'd got one. I think hers is more squarish looking than mine. Mine's quite narrow, but it's long. And Tracie's looked like it were a bit wider and a bit squarer, but she said hers was one of them that you put on the floor for your chair to roll across easily. Well, I think I might need one of them for this carpet because it's driving me insane. I come to move and the chair's like, I can't, I'm stuck. Anyway, which is weird because it moved perfectly fine in the bedroom and it's the same sort of carpet. But yeah, but I'm back, guys. Oh, how I've missed you guys. I know. Yeah, I really have. There's actually not really much to tell though, because we've just been busy building the room. Obviously not the room itself. The room itself was already built. But the desk and everything. My desk is a kitchen countertop, and it's in two parts. So from the wall there, right to the window there, and then across there. So I've got two desks basically, and then we had a piece left over from doing this side desk here under the window, which is my messy wet play area. We had I think it's 2 foot, I believe it was 2 foot piece left over. So what you are sat on now is the unit that used to be downstairs for my printer, That unit came up here because my daughter gave me a Kallax unit from IKEA that she'd been given and no longer needed, and it was black, so it tied in well downstairs. Most things in here are white besides the shelves, because the shelves were already in here. Yeah, so the Kallax unit is being used downstairs, so the printer unit came up here, and the piece that was offcut from my desk, I got Foundman to screw onto that to create a new top for it, and my sewing machines are there at the back of you. But like I said, you will see that in the room tour video anyway, when I ever get around to doing it. It's not long off now, it's going to be another week or two yet, but yeah. I mean, I don't want everything to be perfect, I'm not bothered. This room's never going to be prim and proper and perfect. It's a working room. But, yes, I know, the window's there and I'm nosy. But yeah, so like I said, this room's never going to be prim and proper and perfectly clean because it's a working room, you know, we're working here. But there are still boxes and bags and all sorts all over the place. I still need to bring some tubs and stuff up from downstairs, from the downstairs studio, to put on the shelving up here. And lots of organising and sorting through. The stuff that's in this room now is the stuff I want in this room. I want and need, or I think I need in this room. Everything else is still downstairs because I'm slowly sifting through everything to get rid of it. Well, not get rid of it just yet, it's staying downstairs for a while. And then I've decided, if I haven't, because we're in May now, it's literally the 1st of May, yay. But yeah, so I've decided that from now till Christmas, mid-December-ish, if I haven't used anything from downstairs, like if I haven't been sat up here doing a project and suddenly think, I need such a thing, oh, it's downstairs, then it's going. Because if it's down there all that time and I haven't used it or thought I need it, then obviously I clearly don't need it. So yeah, and it's, I don't know, it'll get donated to the charity shops or the childminders. My daughter's already ended up with a load of stuff already, but I'll send some stuff to her so she can craft with tater pie. And like I said, the childminders, where he goes. Yeah, there's all sorts of places where craft stuff, art supplies and stuff can go to. But yeah, but it's not stopping here. If it's not being used, it's got to go. And as heartbreaking as that is, because I need everything, I don't. I look at it and think, oh, but I need that. I've never used it. I don't need it if I've never used it. But I need that. Yeah, guilty, hands up. I was the newbie that watched way too many YouTube videos when she started out, and people using this and using that, and I need this, I need that, or I have to have that, such body were using that, I have to get it. So I did, and I never used it, so I didn't need it. But you know, I think we're all kind of guilty of doing that. So, but yeah, learning curve. Yeah. Anyway, but it's just so bright and bubbly in here, and I find that quite funny because before I moved downstairs into the studio downstairs, I did then watch a lot of craft room videos, craft room tour videos and studio tours to try and get ideas on how to kit it out and everything. Downstairs was a little bit harder to kit out because we'd already built everything in months before, like 12 months before, and we were just kind of working with what we had spare furniture wise, that sort of thing around the house to save money. So watching room tour videos and seeing their organising skills and stuff like that, well, skills, but organisation and tips and tricks and stuff did not work down there. I tried to make it work and it just didn't, but then it frustrated me and I was forever swapping and changing things. Michelle will tell you, I drove her crazy. I was literally every week, I weren't even crafting, it was just every excuse not to craft, and every week I was moving something else around, getting rid of something, putting someone else there, it weren't working there, moving over there. I was never happy downstairs. It was my idea to go downstairs because I was originally in this room pre YouTube days. You guys have never seen me in this room, I don't think. Well, not on YouTube, no, but I'm not sure if I still have videos on social media from when I did work in this room. But I started YouTube when I was in the bedroom. Now, I was originally in this room, and I've been in this room from 2015-ish. Yeah. Late 2014, early 2015, I worked just here in the corner under the window on a little PC desk. We were making jewellery and key rings and stuff back then. Cramped up in a little corner, and then the man's like, look, you need, obviously taking over the rest of the house. He's like, you need more space, come on, we'll clear this room, because then it was just like a guest room. It was like, come on, we'll clear your space and everything, and we'll make you a room. So we did. We cleared everything out of here that we didn't need, and we built in, hence the shelving. This shelving, them two shelves up there and over there, have been here since we did that. The only difference is the top shelf has been moved further up, because when Taylor moved in here, it was too low down for him, so we moved the bottom shelf up and the top shelf as well, so I can't reach up there. But I've got a step ladder, so it's okay. But yeah, so, you know, they're still in here. They're the only original features, everything else has changed. But yeah, so, you know, we built the shelves in, we built the desk in, shelving under the desk and everything like that, and it were great. It were brilliant. It didn't go under the window this way, but it went down the wall that way and along here. It were great, and it worked. It were practical. I did all my hand stamping and everything like that in here. Fantastic. I started out originally as Northern Craftaholic. No, that was the other one, sorry. I started out originally as Lancashire Lass Crafts, right at the very beginning. Then I rebranded to Northern Craftaholic UK, and that was like rebranded, and whilst I was working in here, that rebrand took place, and that's where the stamping and everything came in, and pretty much what you guys, apart from the journaling side of it, anybody who's been with me longer than that, pretty much what you guys know and seen me do. Then in 2016, Type Man ended up in hospital, and when he came out, he didn't so much need round the clock Kerr, but me being overprotective needed to be with him all the time. So I moved everything into the bedroom at my side of the bed, so I could be with him downstairs, and then I could still craft at night time. So I took over the bedroom. Then I kind of half took over Taylor's room downstairs, and then the idea was for me to move down there, Taylor to move up here, which we did last year. It's literally not even been a year since moving down there and then moving back up here. But I quickly came to realise when I was downstairs that I didn't like that space. It was too big. So, as you guys know, I recently ended up back in the bedroom, and then Taylor's bugged me. He's been asking for a couple of years now, can I go in my bedroom with my gaming stuff? No, you can't. You're not going in your bedroom because you spend all night on it, you won't turn them off, blah, 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 blah. But anyway, I was quickly coming to realise that working in the bedroom wasn't working for me. Because I was just working on a massive, like, 6.5 foot desk. No proper space or anything, just this 6.5 foot long desk, which wasn't practical because I needed bits at the side of me, I needed a bit over here and a bit over there, a bit for this. So when he asked again, not a couple of months ago, can I please move into my bedroom, my immediate answer was, yes, you can, but we're building it all in properly. So we've spent the last month building Taylor's desk in his bedroom, his desk and shelves in his bedroom for him to get him out of here into there, and then we've spent the last 2 weeks building all this to get me out of the bedroom into here, and then we can get the house back in some sort of order, which is still ongoing. But yeah, so it's been a right palaver, basically, but I am in my room. And with being in here, this room was, apart from them two shelves up there, it was literally a blank canvas. There was nothing in here. We cleared everything out. I ummed and ahed about redecorating. The paper on the wall, it has been on the wall since Taylor moved in here. We redecorated this room for Taylor. and it's like grey, very pale grey, but it's grey. I actually love the paper because it's kind of like, it has like a burlap effect to it. It's really cool. But I was quite worried about moving in here and this paper being too dark, so I decided I want everything white. Actually, I decided that after we painted Taylor's desk white and went in his room, and I was like, wow, it looks massive, because I'm used to everything being black. I love this black paint, and we have loads of it. All my stuff downstairs, the desk and everything downstairs, was painted with the same paint. But yeah, and I remember, like I said, when I was in here before, it was all that black shiny, and I can remember how closed in and dark it felt in here. I mean, there were darker wallpaper on the wall then as well, but I remember how claustrophobic I felt in here with everything being so dark. And I've watched videos, you know, numerous times before moving downstairs, and like I said, organisational videos, room tour videos, and I keep looking, I think, why does everything white? Why is everything so clinical looking? She says. Yeah, I now see the appeal to having everything white and how bright everything is. When it came to the desk side of things, we were just going to get the wood like we did for Taylor's room, paint it and seal it, because I needed it to be waterproof and what have you for messy play and wet play, that sort of thing, like artsy stuff. And then it was like, do we? Well, the man actually said, well, maybe we could get an offcut of a kitchen countertop. I'm like, ooh. So then the cogs started turning, and we found somewhere that was selling them. And yeah, I was umming and ahhing then. It was like, do you know, well, it's cheaper to buy the wood, but then, you know, you've got to take it down unit, you've got to sand it down and whatever you're doing and paint it, well, then seal it. It still would have been cheaper, but to get the kitchen countertops that we got, it wasn't that much more. And I was like, it was maybe 20, 30 quid more to get the kitchen countertops than it were to get the wood. But I mean, the wood's cheap, but then the labour that goes into it and messing about and what have you, and I was being very impatient. I just wanted it done and in. So I paid the extra and we went with the kitchen countertop, and I love it. His mission operative, his MO when he went to pick it up was, I don't care what you get as long as it's white. I don't care about the design on it. I'm not bothered if it's marbled, speckled, whatever, or just pure white. I just want white or as light as possible. And yeah, the countertops that I got were what the man come back with, and I think he did an excellent job. I love them so much, and they've kind of got a bit of grey speckles in them, so it matches the wallpaper brilliantly. And as soon as we put them in, the wallpaper went from being quite, it's not dark paper, but depending on the lighting and what we have in here, it looks dark. And obviously the black shelves, when it was empty, made it look dark as well. But as soon as we put these countertops in, the whole room just kind of lit up, and it was like, right, wow. My idea were to just put it in. We're having tubs and stuff up there anyway, so just put it in, and then from under the top of the shelf to the top of the desk, bottom of the shelf to the top of the desk, I was just going to stick some contact paper on, or just paper that little section. But yeah, now it's staying because I love it. And oh my gosh, it's like 17 minutes in and I've just rambled at you, which is nothing unusual, but yeah. But anyway, long story short, I'm in, and I've already done 1, 2, 3, 4 videos. Cool. You've only seen 2 of them. Obviously not room tour videos. You've only seen 2 of them. But yeah, so cool. And oh, I just love it. I've fixed Taylor's little thingy that he did at school. This is actually a video that'll go up. Well, it's Saturday today, so I'll put it up tomorrow actually, because it's kind of something and nothing. But Taylor made this at school a few weeks ago. He came home with this from school. I'm not quite sure what this is. It's kind of like door, salt dough. I don't think it, I'm not sure if it is salt dough, but it kind of reminds me of salt dough. When kids were little and they used to make little salt dough things for Christmas, decorations for Christmas. But it is, if you can see, it's got a line across it there, and then that is Taylor's name in old, not hieroglyphics, what did he say? It's like, it's supposed to replicate a rune of some kind. If you've watched The Hobbit, if anybody's watched Hobbit, the little stone pebble thing that, I can't even remember his name now, but yeah, what's his name has, it's kind of sort of similar to that, it's supposed to be. But that's Taylor's name, apparently, in these ancient runes, or whatever that is, whatever, I don't know. But yeah, it spells Taylor anyway, and he's really proud of it. But that was already on the back of it, some paper mache tissue, I think it's school tissue. They've glued it onto the back of it, so it kept it strong at the back. But by the time he'd got it home, it was wrapped up in tissue paper and everything, and by the time he'd got it home, this little bit here was almost in half, and it ended up with a crack down there and a little bit down here. So I put it away in the cupboard for a couple of weeks, and as soon as my room's sorted, I will sort it. So last night, which was part of the one video, last night I set to, and I come in here and I grabbed my gel matte medium and I plastered it front and back. Well, actually front, I've done the back today, but yeah, I plastered it front and back with gel matte medium. Plastered it on the front last night and left it overnight, and then today, this afternoon, I went over the back of it, and yeah, it's perfect. I mean, obviously I don't want to pull on it, but it sealed it brilliantly. I can't do anything about that. That was a piece that crumbled off. It were already off when I took it out of his bag, but yeah, I mean, you can still see the crack there, but if you watch the video, that is nothing now compared to what it was like. There you can see it a bit better now. Isn't it cool, guys? It's awesome. I just kind of wish he'd coloured that in, because we're putting the gel matte medium in. Obviously, I had to get it all over it to seal, to harden it and seal it. Well, of course, it's kind of filled that them lines in. You can still see it, but I kind of wish he'd have gone over it with black paint or something. So anyway, but yeah, so we're gonna I have some somewhere, little wooden frame things that you sit things on. I used to have my old logo on one, so we're gonna put it on them on the shelf downstairs. But yeah, super cool. I did my design team project for Tracie Fox at LoveJunk Journals, which was to repurpose some old business cards and turn them into journaling cards, which is cool, using her kits. This is her compendium kit. Oh, they're over there. You can say, what have I done with the other ones? I made some tags as well. That's just like a plain background one. I will build up on that. I will build up on that one as well. That one's not too bad, but I'll stick a couple of labels on that one, with my Tracie labels. I'll probably put, well, I'm going to say butterfly, but I won't. I'll put something on there, a focal point on there. This one I'll probably leave as it is. I really love that one as it is. I really do. And that's all the kit. There's no labels or anything. It's not collaged. It is actually a piece of the kit, or the ephemera side of the kit. That is the compendium kit. Sorry. See what I mean about this chair not moving. I'm kind of having to use the units to shove myself along. And this was her grungy wallpaper swatches. This was kind of like my actual design team. I did the project. I gessoed over my business cards, my old business cards. Those of you who've been with me a while will remember these. Yeah, I gessoed over them to dull the colour down, and then glued. That is literally one of the swatches. So is the yellow. Ignore the label and the bird, this is part of the yellow kit, the yellow swatch. Yeah, but then obviously this one I built up on it with one of Tracie's fussy cut birds and then one of Tracie's labels, number label or random number label, whichever. I've got both kits, I don't know which is from which. This one I was going to do, but I was being too fussy with this and run out of time. But this will get built up on as well, like I did with this. But what a difference, eh? I enjoyed doing this one. Kind of a little bit simple, but very effective. Even that as it is on its own, just gorgeous. I will have to glue some paper on the back, some tea or coffee dyed paper on the back, because the sheet of paper I was using to gesso on ended up getting gesso on the back of them. But the idea was to just do the front of them and then you can write on the back as is, because it's good quality cardstock. But we'll just stick some tea and coffee dyed paper on the back of there. You can still write on them. That's so cool. Yeah, so I did that. I kind of christened this room, if you will, with that design team project. My very first ever project in this room. I sat down and did that. Well, not just project, but anything, sitting down to actually do something, was my design team project for Tracie. So that was exciting. We're in May now, so I've got some catching up to do, but I already did G's design team project for last month. I did it at the beginning of the month, knowing we were going to be busy. So that's already up on the channel anyway. Daisy's design team got put on hold because I was doing that little mini journal. I already did the, up there, can you see? I already did my February-March design team project for Daisy, which was the New Beginnings ring band journal. Oh, I loved doing that. I really loved doing that. I know it took a while to do it, but it was well worth it because I loved doing it and there were a lot of learning on the job with that one. But yeah, so I did that, and then I'm using the same kit, the same New Beginnings kit, but in small version, and I'm literally going to do a tiny little mini journal with the same kit but in miniature. But as I said, that kind of got put on hold because I've had no desk to work on for literally 2 weeks, because the desk that was in the bedroom that I was used in here to get measurements and everything for in here, and then we used it for, you know, we actually cut bits off it and used it for other things. There's still quite a bit of it left, but I had no desk in the bedroom because Summer Taylor's stuff out of here had to go into our bedroom as well for me to be able to get in here and find man to measure up and everything and get stuff in here. So I've had no desk for like 2.5, nearly 3 weeks. And then of course this did get built, but I couldn't use it because we were still doing work above it and below it and what have you. So yeah, but I love my pegboard. It's like my pride and joy. I love it so much. I've commented on this on I think it was the design team project video that I did for Tracie. I commented saying I love my peg. You couldn't see it. Oh yeah, I did show it off actually. I had a little bit of a sneaky peek of it in that video, but I kept saying, you know, like some people want a pony or whatever. I've always wanted a pegboard, and I've always wanted one ever since I was a little girl. And I saw my dad used to have a metal one in his workshop with all his tools hanging off it, and I wanted one then. I didn't get one when I was little. I got a cork board, notice board. They made me a big massive notice board on my bedroom wall with some cork board squares, and then put some red masking tape all the way around it. We didn't put a wooden frame around it, we just put red masking tape, not masking tape, electrical tape, red electrical tape all the way around it. I remember that very well. But yeah, no, that is a proper cork, not cork board, pegboard. It's not an IKEA one. Nothing at all in this room. No, the Kallax unit is downstairs. Nothing at all in this room is IKEA. It is just cheap as chips Amazon stuff. I've had a few people comment going, oh, I love your IKEA board. It's not IKEA. It came from a woodyard. Yeah, woodyard. I was getting very frustrated with regards to the pegboard. I really, really was, because I knew what I wanted, and I knew I wanted a big one, because this wall was empty. As you can imagine, without the pegboard. The pegboard is 4 foot long that way by 2 foot wide tall. So like 2 foot tall by 4 foot wide. And the space at either side. That is a big wall. The wall itself is probably about, well, from these shelves to the window, I think it's about 6 foot wall space anyway, and it's 5 foot, I think. No, 3.5 foot, I think, from the wood batten to the top of the desk. I think it's just shy of 3.5 foot, something like that anyway. So it's a big wall space, but I was adamant I did not want any more shelving or anything like that, because this is what happened downstairs. I just had shelves, and like I had drawers under the desk actually, but then I had drawers under the desk, then I had the desk, then I had a shelf and a shelf and a shelf, and then I had a gap, and then I had a shelf and a shelf. It was just wall, floor to ceiling storage, and every time I walked into the room downstairs, it just really overwhelmed me. So I was like, in this room, I was adamant, I am not having shelves on top of shelves on top of shelves on top of shelves. So I immediately said, when we'd finished and everything, I said, I want a pegboard for that wall, and I want it to go the full length. I want it to cover the wall. I don't want shelving up, but I can make my own custom storage out of a pegboard. But I was getting really frustrated at the prices of them, because, you know, IKEA, Amazon, whatever, they're small. The ones that I were looking at, they were all small ones, or you could get a big one like this one, but it was really expensive. They were like 40, 50, 60 quid. I'm in the UK, that's expensive. I even suggested to the third man, can we not just get some wood? You know, you've got all the tools, this will take forever and I'll do it myself. Can we not just get some wood, measure and drill the holes ourselves? Can you imagine how long that would have taken? Oh my gosh. But yeah, so I'm like, just leave it with me, I'll sort something out. And I was watching video after video after video of room tours, and I found this one lass. I'll link the video below. I'm sorry, I've forgotten her name now, because I've watched a gazillion videos since. And I found this one lass that was making a pegboard like this, and she mentioned she was in the UK, which was like, oh wow, finally, because they're all usually American and whatever, or like I said, they just got to IKEA. And it's like, for goodness sake. But she went to, no, she didn't go to, yeah, she went to a website called Jazz Timber. Jas Timber, not jazz as in the jazz band. Jazz, Jas Timber. She said she'd been to the website and she got, I think hers were a 4x2 pegboard, and they deliver. So she paid more than she needed to because they delivered. And she had hers delivered, and I thought, oh right, and she left the link down below in the description box, so I clicked on it. With her being in the UK, I clicked on it. I thought, oh well, at least I can get one from there. Come and measured, I'm like, oh, 4x2. No, hers were I think hers were 4x6, 6 foot by 4 foot. Hers were bigger than the one I got. But yeah, I thought, right, so I clicked on it and I went to it and I was like, oh my god, I need one of these. I'm talking to the third man, he's like, what? I said, I've found a pegboard. It's, yeah, it was 4x6. I said, it's 4x6, so it's like 4 foot tall, 6 foot long. He's like, yeah, that's about the size of my wall, which we measured and it were, is apart from the height, this part, because that's when he said, we'll have to cut a bit off because it's just short of 3.5 foot. I'm like, okay, no problem. 6 foot's not so bad, but we'll cut a bit off the end because of the window and what have you, and we need to put the framework on and everything. Yeah, okay. And then he's like, hang on a minute, like, where are you looking? So I told him, I said, it's come from this place called Jazz Timbers. I said, but we'll have to order it. It's online, but we'll have to get delivery. And he immediately pipes up, no we won't, we've got one local. I'm like, we've got what? We've got what now? He's like, Jazz, and he said it before I said anything to him. He said, Jazz Timber, Jas Timber. And I'm like, yeah, we've got one local to us. We can pick up for free. I'm like, oh, yes. So then we went on the website and we were looking, and it was just plain wood. The one we were looking at were plain wood. I'm like, we've got white paint left from doing Taylor's shelves. We'll paint it. Perfect. Then we come up and we measured properly and decided, right, we're not going to get a 4x6. We'll get the what is it? I forgot what it is now. 4x2. 4 foot by 2 foot, yeah. We'll get the 4x2, which is this one. I'm like, okay, no problem. £7.50. I'm like, what? Are you kidding me? It's £7.50. It was plain wood, the one we were looking at. £7.50. He's like, yeah, it's £7.50, £7.49 I think it were, for a 4 foot by 2 foot, which is perfect for what you want, because you've got room above and below, blah de blah. And I'm like, awesome. And then as I were chatting to him, he's like, oh, you can get this one. And I'm like, oh. He said, no, you can get this one that's already white, and it were a tenner. I think it would just over or something, but it were £10, and he paid for it for me. So yeah, this board was already painted white, and it's, like I said, 4 foot long by 2 foot tall. It fits absolutely perfect, and it cost a tenner. It cost me more for these accessory clips and everything, hooks, not clips, that go with it, than it did for the board. But yeah, so like I said, we ordered it, he paid for it, and then we went and picked it up the day after. Well, he went and picked it up for me the day after, and it got installed. That was the last thing to get installed, and that got installed the day after. So it was like, yes. And that were it then. The room, for me, the room was finished. It was complete. It was a mess. But as soon as that went up, it was like, yeah, this room's done. Don't need to do nothing else now. So yeah, I got my pegboard. Well happy. And then yesterday, I don't know if I can show you this without flipping the camera, but we'll see. Yesterday, well, actually, a few days prior to yesterday, I was saying about the light not being bright enough. It has a white light bulb in, but it's not bright enough, because the light's kind of just slightly behind me, so it was casting a big shadow, and I couldn't film properly at night time, and that ring light there is too small. My own fault. I didn't check before I ordered it, and I ordered one that was smaller than the one I used to have, so it's useless. And I was like, is there any chance up there that we could put like a fluorescent light in, like we've got downstairs in the kitchen, so like a tube light, long one, but get one with a white light bulb? And he's like, oh, we can, and it'll be very easy, but bear with me, I think I've got just what you need. I'm like, okay, no problem. And he came home with this. How cool is that? It is, like, if you've ever been to hospitals or places like that, when you look up, they've got the panels on the roof with the lights in. That's what that is. It's a roof panel light, but it is, and I'm going to blind you, sorry. It's a white light. And yeah, it lights this room up brilliantly like a Christmas tree. And those black brackets that are holding it up there, ignore the mess, I'm not bothered what it looks like up there. But them 3 black brackets, we couldn't put one on this front corner here because of the wire, the connector. But those black brackets up there, he made them on his 3D printer. So, cool. Hence, that's also why I'm up here now, because that man bought a 3D printer and I refused to let him take it down unit with him, because I am sick to death of that place getting broken into and things going missing. We had quite a bad spate of it being broken into and tools and stuff going missing last year in 2020, and I'm like, there's no way you're taking that printer down there, matey. I'll move upstairs, I'll take some stuff upstairs, you can have my desk down here. And that's what sparks the whole moving again. So yeah, but yeah, that is just awesome. Absolutely awesome. I love it. It lights this room up like a Christmas tree. It's fantastic. And no need for the ring light now, so, you know, Taylor can have that because he's got my little lamp that I used to have, but he can have that in his room now. So yeah, perfect. Absolutely perfect. And I've got my room back. It's like awesome. Honestly, I can't wait to show you guys around. But like I said, there's a few more things I want to do first. Like for start off, in that box there, that clear tub there, it's hard work doing this. In that clear tub there are all my journals. But they're not journals I've made. They're journals I've bought or I've been given or swapped. I won my journal in there from Susan Taylor Brown at well, not Poppiness now, it's what does she call it? Facebook page? Not Facebook page, Facebook. Oh, Susan Taylor Brown's Creative Circle on Facebook. And she's not Poppiness on YouTube anymore. I think it is just Susan Taylor Brown. I can't remember, guys. I don't know. You know, I join her channel every week. I don't know what it's called anymore. But anyway, she's still Poppiness on Etsy. But either you know anyway, Susan Taylor Brown. I'll link below. I won her 5k. I was one of the winners, one of 5 winners for her 5k giveaway, 5,000 subbies giveaway. And she made 5 different journals throughout loads of different live videos over numerous weeks. She made these journals with us and I won one of them. And the other day when we was on her live on Wednesday, it's Saturday now, but on Wednesday when she was doing a live, she announced that she's actually reached 7,000 subbies. So yay, well done Susan, that's fantastic. It doesn't seem that long since that she was celebrating 5k and I got my journal, but that's awesome. But like I said, they're all in that box. They're in that box because I had them on the shelf downstairs and it was a small shelf. So, you know, they fit in that box and I could just get a little book at the side of it. Now I've got all that. That shelf was originally intended to put boxes and stuff on, like canvas storage boxes and stuff, like you put in your Kallax units and stuff. But then I decided, no, I'm not doing that because this is now kind of like my backdrop as you're seeing it now for when I'm filming. So this shelf here, this bottom shelf here, I can't do it. This bottom shelf here is now designated my, well, I don't know, pretty shelf. I'm just going to put all sorts up there. I'm going to put on, you know, all my pretty stuff up there. So journals that I've made that I like, journals that I own that aren't mine. There is a couple of tubs there, up there, and the behind me that have stuff in, that buttons and stuff like that. You can't see it properly actually, that's the only thing with being up there, but there is my 1,000 YouTube subbies trophy that I bought for myself because I was I wanted a YouTube button, the play buttons. I wanted a YouTube button to celebrate and they don't do them for 1,000. I think it's 100,000 or something like that before you get one of them. Whatever. I want one. So I bought my own. I bought my own from Trophy Store. Trophystore.co.uk I think it were. I'll link that below as well. Love it. Love it. Actually, I'll link the video below as well because fabulous. But yeah, I'll be ordering another one when I get to 2k. And then my rainbow bear from Jenny at Jennysis Crafts. Speaking of Jenny at Jennysis Crafts, look at my hoopsie bunny. Ain't she cute? Ain't she cute? I've already done this video, but you guys won't see it till Monday. Look at that, ain't she adorbs? She's so cute. Bunny is Jenny's design. It's one of her own illustrations, but the hoop was my idea. Because some of you may or may not be aware, I started hula hooping last month. On the 1st of April, my hula hoop arrived and I hooped every single day for 30 days solid. Not one day did I miss, no matter how poo I felt or anything like that. And believe me, there were days when it's like, I don't want to do anything. I didn't even want to get out of bed, let alone hula hoop. But the second I look at that hoop, I just want to grab it and spin it. But yeah, it arrived on the 1st of April, and on the 1st of April I unboxed it. I got it all because it came in segments. I got it, well, got 5 man to help me put the last piece together because it was, my shoulder was hurting at the time and I couldn't squish it together, so he did it for me. And within seconds of him clipping that last piece together, I had it up on my waist, trying down, straight down, up, straight down, up, straight down. 5 minutes, and then I put it away, and then that were it then, every day since. So even if it's only been 5 minutes, I have hooped, or I've tried, until after about a week I could actually keep it. Well, actually there are videos on Instagram, or reels videos on Instagram, where I think it was day 5 I could actually keep it going a little bit, and then after a week I wasn't doing too bad going. I do it that way. I instinctively hoop it that way, and then after a week I decided, right, I'm okay doing it this way, now's the time to start doing it that way. So after a week I started going the other way, which, well, that felt so weird, but you know, I still struggle a little bit going the other way, but now it's great. But yeah, so I did 30 full days of hooping, and I asked Jenny a couple of weeks ago on one of her Facebook lives, she was designing something else, and we were talking about the brand rep planners and stuff, and I asked her if she could do bunny hooping with a hula hoop and then make it into some stickers for me to put in my planner, my bullet journal that I still need to do. Sorry, Jenny. But yeah, so she did, and she's done the hoop and the little daisy crown and what have you, because I now have a separate Instagram account and a separate Facebook group called Hoopsie Daisy. I asked her to put Hoopsie Bunny onto a water bottle for me, and she did. So she put Hooping Bunny on, and then she put my Instagram and Facebook group name on it, so it's Hoopsie Daisy. Play on words there. Yeah, awesome. But yeah, she's super cute. And of course I had to get Hoopsie Bunny on a cup. You can buy Hoopsie Bunny from Jenny actually, and if you do, back with the shameless plugs, if you do, you can use my BB Minxie 10 code at checkout and get 10% off. I'm doing that because it's down below in the description. I haven't got my piece of paper to show you, but you can get 10% off your order with Jenny, but it's all got to be bunny and bird themed. You can't have you can't have things like this with your own logos and stuff on that. You can, but that comes under Jennysis. You don't get discounts on this, but anything bunny and bird themed, you do. And all the links to that are below. I've pretty much covered everything. I haven't even looked at my notes today, but I've covered everything anyway, other than the fact when I mentioned tater pie earlier on, my daughter crafting stuff and tater pie, the poor little dude has got chicken pox. And that poor little dude will be 2 in 15 days. 15 days! Oh my gosh! Can't believe it's come round that quick. And other than that, here in the UK, lockdown is now starting to ease off a little bit. Restrictions are started to be lifted a little bit. The world is still crazy, but, well, I say the world, the town is still crazy. But yeah, other than that, things are pretty good. We are now on week 3. 2, 4, 6. Week 3, I believe, of home testing Taylor. He used to get tested at school, regular lateral floor testing kits they are. He used to get tested twice a week at school. Now we do it twice a week at home, and he's been clear every time. Yesterday, Friday, they sent him home with a box of 7. So that'll get us through another 3 weeks, and by then he'll have finished for half term anyway. But yeah, he's happy. He's got Monday off. He's got a long weekend because it's bank holiday. Today's the 1st of May, so on Monday it's bank holiday because it's May Day. So he's got a week off, not a week off, he's got an extra day off, a long weekend, so he's happy about that. But yeah, so other than that, there's not really a right lot else to report, guys. Not that there ever is anyway. And yeah, I know I've rambled, I'm sorry, but it's been a while. How long has it been? Has it been 2 weeks or has it been 3 weeks? I don't know. It's been too long anyway. It feels like it's been too long. I had my hair cut yesterday, but you can't tell. It's up in a bun anyway. I mean, I say I had my hair cut, like that much. I just had my split ends cut off, so it don't look any different really. My parting's a bit weird at the moment because that's the way it wanted to go when my sister did it, so it has it in mind of its own. It'll be there today, and then when next time I wash it or whatever, it'll be back over here in the middle somewhere, whatever. But yeah, so that is about it, guys. Like I said, I am back now. Touch wood. There's plenty of it in this room. I am now back on track and back on schedule for my once a week posting. Thank you so much, guys, to everybody, especially Brenda, love you, who has been messaging me on a regular basis, checking in and asking how things have been going, because there haven't been any videos up. There have been a few, but they've been pre-recorded from a few weeks ago. But yeah, I've also been a little bit AWOL in all the groups as well, because obviously I've been busy in the background with Thirdman, so, and just in general on Facebook as well, so people have picked up on that and they've been messaging me asking if everything's okay, how's things going, blah de blah. But yeah, so, but Brenda especially, thank you so much, Brenda. I'm not sure if I mentioned this in my last video, because I don't know if I've videoed since then, but Brenda got her, I'll link to that video below, Brenda got her giveaway, her secret giveaway box, a box of goodies that I sent to her, and that was quite funny actually, because not her video or anything, the box itself, we had a bit of an issue with that because I overstuffed the box. And when I went to take it to the post office to post it, bearing in mind I'm in the UK, the box was going to Canada, and is it Canada? It was going to America. And yeah, Canada. And the postage was £63, not dollars, pound. Well, it would have been. That's not what I paid. I was like, no way. The guy at the post office is awesome where I go. He's like, look, try and get it under 1 kilogram, or were it 2 kilogram, whatever it was, 2 kilogram I think it were. Try and get it under this. If you can get it under that, you're looking at a really decent price. Okay, no problem. Well, also, the box itself didn't help, because as you guys seen in different videos, it was like this long, like that, and about that deep. So anyway, I managed to came back home with it, and I managed to find a smaller box. It was still a fairly decent sized box, but a smaller box. It wasn't this high, it was more this high, and it was, yeah. And I messaged Brenda, sorry. I messaged Brenda to tell her, and I'm like, we've got a bit of a problem. I said, I'll take everything out of it, and then I'll take pictures of it, and I'll send them to you, and you can kind of pick and choose, sort of. We'll figure something out. So Brenda then messages me back and says, yeah, no problem. Would you mind if we did a FaceTime chat? Not at all, but at the time we had my husband's sister and her husband here, because her husband does Thirdman's and Taylor's hers. So they were here doing their hair. I'm like, you know, we've got family around at the moment, but as soon as they've gone and I've had tea, I'll message you, and yeah, I'll come upstairs out at way, we'll message you, and you know, we'll have a chat and we'll go through this box together. So yeah, in the meantime, I had, you know, my sister-in-law and her husband went, I had tea, did a pottering about, I found this box, and I put as much in it as I could. She'd already said take the 12x12 cardstock paper pads out. She doesn't need them. Who needs them, really? So that immediately, I mean, there were 3 of them in there, that immediately scaled the box down dramatically. And then when I weighed them, they were like 1.3 kilograms just for 3 of them. So yeah, I'm so glad that you didn't want them, but anyway. But yeah, so by the time I was ready to actually message Brenda to say, you can, like, are you ready, we can chat now, I'd filled the box. I'd actually already filled the box and got it under, I believe it was 2 kilograms. I'd got it under the weight. Yeah, it were under 2 kilograms because it worked out at like 1.70 something kilograms. So it were under that weight range, and I managed to get almost everything in it apart from a few little other knickknacks that she didn't know anything about anyway. The stuff that they did know that I showed off on camera were already in there, but there were other stuff I was putting in there that nobody knew about. I wanted it to be a surprise. So some of that didn't get in, but the stuff that I really wanted to send to her, like some books and religious books and stuff like that, I did actually manage to get them in, and I was well chuffed. So when I messaged her and she's like, yeah, I'm ready now, I phoned her and I'm like, right, call. So we sat chatting and I'm like, guess what, I've got something really excited to tell you. She's like, what? I said, I've got everything in the box apart from a few little knickknacks that you wouldn't need anyway because it's all lace and trims and that sort of thing. She's like, yeah, I've got that anyway. I'm like, I've got everything in the box, and it's underweight, and when I took it to the post office the day after, I'm like, that's better. It cost me, I think it were £26.50 or something, £26.46 or something daft like that. It wouldn't have been that much, it was less than that, but I opted, originally I was expecting to pay around 20-30 quid postage anyway, knowing it would go in there and it was going to be heavy. So when I took it back, and it got weighed and he said what it were, I'm like, oh, that's just for normal postage, what is it for tracked and signed? And it were like, I think it were 20 quid normal, and then it were like this £6 odd extra for the tracked and signed for. I'm like, right, we'll do it that way then. So yeah, sorry, just had to turn you off and turn you back on again. But yeah, so I upgraded her postage for her for it to be tracked and signed and get there okay, and she got it perfectly fine, so I will link below. But that FaceTime chat that we had, one, it was a massive leap for both of us, and two, we was on the phone for 3 hours. We was literally on FaceTime chat for 3 hours. What were it, was something like 3 hours and 7 minutes or something like that. 3 hours. It was amazing. We had such a laugh. Such a laugh. It was fantastic. Honestly, I laughed that much my cheekbones were hurting when I was like, I'm gonna have to go now, Brenda, because it's like, I think it was going up for 10 o'clock here by the time we finished chatting. Third man had already come to bed, so I ended up downstairs. And I'm like, yeah, I definitely need to go to bed now, blah, 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 blah. It was great. But yeah, like I said, when I come upstairs, I'm like, oh, my cheekbones are killing me. But oh, it was amazing. We had such a giggle. Such a giggle. Really good fun. And we have so much in common. Honestly. We just, I don't know, it was weird. Never spoke to it apart from via Facebook. Like a lot of you guys, never spoke to her in person like that before, but hitting call and speaking to her felt like the most naturalist thing to do in the world. And yeah, it were amazing. So yeah, well chuffed. But yeah, so I'm happy that Brenda got her parcel. I'm happy that we actually managed to chat. That was amazing. And yeah, so I'm going because we've hit the hour, because I just had to knock it off and put it back on again before it cut me off. And I've just rambled about nothing. So yeah, I am going. Just like my t-shirt, guys. Geek. But yeah, so anyway, I will love you and leave you and get some more crafting done. I love this room so much. So much. Yeah. And I know he flicks through anyway, but just in case he actually did make it to the end, I love you to my hubby. Yeah, I love it. I love my pegboard. My pegboard's amazing. I'm so childish. I'm going. Thanks for watching, guys, and I think Taylor's been amazing. I don't know if you can hear him, but where you sat now, well, where my phone is sat now, just at the back is the wall, and Taylor's in that room right at the back of me now. So like before I was across the hall in the bedroom, I am now back to back, but I'm at this end of the room and Taylor's at that end of the room. So there's me, then all this space, and then Taylor's bed and a load of space before Taylor, but we are literally side to side in rooms now. So but yeah, he's been brilliant. I told him I was videoing. I'm like, so please be quiet when you come up. And I know he's been making a noise, I've heard him, but he's doing great. It's been great. But yeah, so anyway, thank you so much for watching, guys. I hope you're all safe. I hope you're all well. I hope the weather's not too bad where you are. Summer's coming. Summer's coming here. We've had a good few weeks actually. We've had a bit of rain over the last few days on and off, but we've had a week of glorious weather last week, which were great because we actually got out with the grandbabies, went to the beach, went to the park. It was fantastic. But yeah, so anyway, like I said, I hope the weather's okay where you are. I hope it's not too warm in places. I hope it's not too cold in other places. I hope you're all safe and as well as can be. And yeah, take care, guys, and I'll see you all again soon. Thanks for watching. Bye.